So yesterday, several of us came together and we had a really lovely one-day retreat. And we began talking about Enmo, which is one of the fascicles, one of the essays from Eihei Dogen Shobogenzo. And one of the things that we talked about a little bit yesterday was names. And so it was so great this morning to be here for the beginning of practice period and have that going around the circle and having this wonderful chant of everyone's names. How did that make you feel? It felt good, right? It felt really good in connecting. We love names. We love words. We are a verbal species. So much so that it's almost, not quite, but almost simultaneous that we have an experience and then these words arise, these signs arise. And so then it's really remarkable that Enmo is very much about trying to step a little bit back from those words and give us a little space. So Enmo uses some interesting words to try to help us wrap our arms around something really large, something that's a little bit harder to describe than dog, although dogs are multidimensional, or book. And so Enmo has a lot of words that it uses interchangeably depending upon the translation that you use. We've been working with Enmo this summer at our Sangha in Tuscaloosa, and we've been looking at some of the different translations and some of the different ways that authors work with trying to translate this word that is supposed to communicate to us the ineffable. So how do we use a word to describe the unexplainable? So Kaz Tanahashi uses the word thusness, so that's the title, the translated title of his version. The Shasta Abbey, Hubert Neerman uses a really interesting turn of phrase that I'm going to have to remind myself of. It is that which comes like this. Nishijima and Cross use the word it. So then there are some other descriptions such as suchness, or even that or this. And all of these words are circling around trying to help us think about ultimate reality, the ultimate reality. Talk about ineffable. We're going to try to hold in our minds, in our limited minds, this idea of ultimate reality with this essay called Thusness or Suchness or It. So let me read you just a little bit at the beginning. It starts with a really interesting poem. And so Yunju, a great teacher, says to his assembly, "You are trying to attain thusness, yet you already are a person of thusness. As you are already a person of thusness, why be worried about thusness?" So that is really, really interesting. And then there's another really interesting version from the Soto Zen text project that has put out their wonderful translation in 2023. "If you want to get such a thing, you should be such a person. Since you are such a person, why worry about such a thing?" Wow. And then I just have to read you Brad Warner's paraphrase. So Brad Warner is a student of Nishijima, and so is really influenced by his teacher's translation using the word it instead of thusness or suchness. And Brad's paraphrase is, if you want to get it, you got to be it. Since you already are it, why worry about it? It's got a little rock and roll rhythm to it there. So what's Dogen trying to tell us here in this essay? What's he trying to tell us with this poem that he's sharing with us? Well, one of the things that's coming out in those lines is that we already are it. Whatever this it is, we already are it. Or we already have it. Or we already have it and we already are it. And so, Buddha mind, perhaps? This potential to clearly see ultimate reality. It's already with us. Already with us. So that's really exciting. One of the other things I love about this essay, because I love words, as many of us do, is that in playing with this word, this sign that we're going to give to ultimate reality or enlightenment to ultimate reality, by choosing these words like thusness and suchness, the Soto Zen Text Project, their title is Such. We're using words that kind of stand in, right? They're kind of vague words, but maybe another way to think of it is they're words that are spacious. They give a lot of space to this thing, this concept, this happening, this connection. And when you look at these translations, and I really encourage you to look at multiple of these translations, you'll see that the authors take great care to bring something forward from Dogen's original version, which is that he is a wordsmith. He loves to play with words, and so this word inmo, as words in our contemporary English, can be used in many ways. It can be used as an adverb, as an adjective, as a pronoun. And so in these translations, Dogen will choose to use this word inmo playfully, so that it's bringing attention to, oh yeah, even though this particular use of this word is more of a small idea, like when we say, such as that glass, that book right there, these small pronouns, when he's using the word in that way, he's still using the word inmo, and so he's kind of pointing toward it. He's saying reality is big, and it's also woven into everything. So there's kind of this implication of this is everydayness as it's this huge, amazing concept as well. So it's fun to play with how the word's being used as an adverb, adjective, noun. So Nishijima and Cross use that word as a noun in the title, it. But Kaz Tanahashi uses thusness, and so that's an adjective, right? That's a potentiality, and so I think that's really exciting. I think to think of thusness as this pregnant potentiality, and so that's in us. That's part of this teaching. Is we already have it. We already are it. This potentiality is here inside of us. So that's one of the things Dogen wants to say. Seems to be saying in this essay. I think he's saying, that's what I hear. Another part of it is, so it's inside of us, but then it's also not personal. It's bigger than us. And so I want to read you a little piece that shares that idea. And so just in the very next paragraph is this idea of that thusness is this sense of enlightenment. So within the unsurpassable manifestation of enlightenment, the entire world of the 10 directions is but a small portion. Enlightenment exceeds the boundary of the entire world. So just a small thing, just that, but really big. You are an accoutrement that exists in the entire world of the 10 directions. Okay. We're accessories, like earrings. And another way to put that is that we ourselves are just tools it uses to experience itself. That's Brad Warner's version. And then the Soto Zen Text Project's version is, we too are all these implements in all the worlds in the 10 directions. So we have it, but we're also being used by it. We're an accoutrement for it. We're an implement for it. So, what are we? That's one of the questions that then Dogen is really raising for us, which is a really good one. What are we? How do you know that you are this accoutrement? You know it because your body and mind are not you. They appear in the entire world of the 10 directions. Your body and mind are not you. Your body is not you. Your life is transported, moving in time without stopping even for a moment. Where has your youthful face gone? When you search for it, there is no trace. I'm turning 55 this month, so I resonate with this. So our bodies, our minds, that's not us. That's not all. That's not all there is. So Dogen's letting us know there's more. The pure mind does not stay. It comes and goes in fragments. Even if there is truth, it does not stay within the boundary of yourself. Or, as Brad Warner would say, the truth exists. It's just not likely to hang out with the likes of you. So, this is not entirely of our own doing, this boundless aspiration for enlightenment that we arise. It's because of thusness that we arouse a boundless aspiration for enlightenment. Once this aspiration arises, you let go of what you have been playing with. You come forward to hear what you've never heard and realize what is not yet realized. This is not at all self-doing. Or in another translation, this is not entirely of our own doing. Or in another translation, this isn't something you do yourself. So I really love this idea too, that one of the things that thusness is happening in thusness is we as people of thusness, because of that thusness, have this great instinct to want to realize truth. We want to realize truth. We have this great desire and instinct to move toward that. And it's really interesting that I think that is I don't want to use the word universal because I don't know everything, but I get the sense that most religions, most spiritual traditions, and lots of knowledge traditions, that desire seems to be quite widespread with humanity, the desire for truth, to arouse truth, to realize truth. The methods and the understanding about how to do that may vary widely, but there's this shared human instinct for truth. So I find that hopeful and something to keep in mind. One of the things that's really wonderful about our tradition, our Buddhist tradition, is we also hold dearly what I like to think of as intellectual humility, that we're always saying, are we sure? Are we sure we're realizing truth? Even though we're persons of thusness, even though thusness is within us and around us, when we think about that potentiality, we're always working to wake up, right? We're always working to realize this ultimate reality. So the potential is there, and the actuality is there, and holding both, we're always wanting to open our eyes and really wake up to that. So we're moving forward in this quest for truth with humility, and I think that's a wonderful part of the tradition. So I'd like to think a little bit about that tradition of humility, and one of the ways that one of the stories that for me really brings that alive, and also helps me connect to Enmo in terms of that Enmo is larger than our discriminating mind, larger than categories, is case number 2 from the Blue Cliff record. And this is a really fun, profound story. So it goes like this. Zhaozhu taught the assembly, the ultimate path is not difficult if you avoid picking and choosing. Just don't love and hate, and you'll be lucid and clear. As soon as there are words spoken, this is picking and choosing, comma, this is clarity. This old monk, so Zhaozhu himself, does not abide within clarity. Do you still preserve anything or not? And then a monk asks Zhaozhu, since you don't abide within clarity, what do you preserve? And Zhaozhu replies, I don't know. And the monk says, since you don't know, teacher, kind of pointed, since you don't know, teacher, why do you nevertheless say you do not abide within clarity? And Zhaozhu said, it's enough to ask about the matter, bow and withdraw. It's enough to ask about the matter, bow and withdraw. So there are a couple things that really resonate in this teaching. One is this ultimate path is not difficult if you avoid picking and choosing. Just don't love and hate, and you'll be lucid and clear. Wow, that's a tall order. So preference, discrimination, categorization, all these things our minds love to do. And Zhaozhu is just pointing out that those things take us to a place of suffering. So thusness is so big, and then we want to start whittling it down. I like being a person of thusness, but not with ranch dressing. That would be my sharing. But then what if ranch dressing shows up in the third bowl during Oryoki? That's never happened before. I'm getting ready for the day. Great suffering might arise for me at that point. And then I will eat it. So there are so many seeming polarities, and perhaps true polarities in our world, where we are feeling ourselves have preference, and we're working to be good citizens of the world and be practice engaged Buddhism and engaged activism, and make the right choices. And so we have to do that. That's important to do. We are engaged in the world, and we're remembering at the same time that picking and choosing always comes with a cost. Norman Fisher, a teacher in our tradition, gave a talk at a session on this case, and he said something that I thought was really helpful. He said, all right, so it only takes you about 24 hours of working with this case to realize this is impossible. You can't let go of picking and choosing. You wake up in the morning, and if you get out of bed, that's a choice. You're moving along with your preferences all day long. And then he suggested, but can we hold a little space of emptiness within our choices, within our preferences? So I've studied this issue. I truly believe this is the right path forward to support myself and vulnerable persons and live a life of compassion. I'm going to choose this, and I'm going to hold this little space of emptiness. And that's that little space of not holding so tightly, a little space of intellectual humility, a little space of freedom from concepts. So I think, I wonder if that's what Zhaozhou was also thinking about when he says at the end of this case, it's enough to ask about the matter, to bow and withdraw. So we do our best. We practice. We read the Harmony of Difference and Equality this morning, chanted that. And Sekoto Kaizen says at the end, I exhort you, don't let your days and nights go by in vain. So we make these choices with our best diligence and our full compassionate hearts. And we also leave ourselves open to question. So we don't dwell in that place of certainty. And we also show up for whatever comes, whether it's ranch dressing or terrible conditions for our fellow citizens. We show up, we witness that, and maybe that's the bowing is, here I am in thusness, and I bow in witness and in gratitude of being part of this thusness. So, if you want to get such a thing, you should be such a person. Since you are such a person, why worry about such a thing? So perhaps we hold that worry, hold that great diligent effort, and at the same time we just ask about the matter and bow and leave that space for question as well.